Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Back Nine Golfer with me, your host extraordinaire. I hope everybody's well and having a great day, week so far. And listen, I just really want to say thank you so much for the support so far on the channel. I really do, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It really does mean the world to me. So let's get back into it. It's me at Quantum trying to practice my golf swing and basically get better, which is the whole idea of this channel. So whenever I go to Quantum, I normally spend maybe an hour there. What I will do in future episodes is I'll kind of go through the equipment that I use and what have you. I have a plan when I'm at Quantum, and I normally warm up with one tray. That's one tray of balls, 60-degree wedge to 50 yards. And then I went out to in on that. Really interesting to watch you swing back. I really, really do enjoy doing that. Anyway, where am I going? Where am I going with this story? So 60-degree wedge, 50 yards, and I finish one tray. What am I concentrating on my 60 degrees? So apart from driving, and I mean trying to hit the ball with a driver, one of my main weakness areas when it comes to my golf game has inherently been my short game. I can ping a ball. I've always been able to ping a ball with not much control over it, but I've been able to hit a ball. However, from like 100 yards in, I really struggle with distance control, with making the right swing. And I know a lot of it comes down to feel, but at the moment, I haven't got the swing in my bag or in my locker that allows me to feel, because my swing at the moment is just all over the place when it comes to a short game. So what am I trying to do here? Basically just improve my short game, for want of a better phrase. So 50 yards, 60-degree wedge. As you can see, my stance is very close together. I have my right foot, so my back foot, slightly in front of my left foot, my lead foot. And then at least 60, if not 70% of my weight is on my left foot. My hands are in front of the ball. The ball itself is probably a little bit closer to my left foot than my right foot, but there's not much in it. Probably, maybe a little bit forward. The club face is closed. The reason that it's closed is because as I said, I really struggle trying to get the ball in the air from the short shots. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Closed face, shaft in front of the ball, hands in front of the ball, weight on my left-hand side, and then just try to put a nice swing on it. I'm very stiff now. What I'm noticing more and more is as I'm addressing the ball, I tend to be relatively stiff, and then when I'm like practice shots and stuff or my warm-ups, oh God almighty. What a horrible swing. Okay, so why is my swing so bad? Basically, because I can't play golf. But in a nutshell, what I'm trying to do is trying to bring the club inside, but it shouldn't be such a forced movement, right? It should be something that's relatively fluid, and the feeling that you want at the top of the backswing is it's a little bit inside of my backswing. Oh, nearly had it then. If you can imagine, you've got your club behind you, and what the feeling you want is that club kind of falling behind you, right? So you're bringing it inside rather than outside. But yeah, so I'll finish this tray of, I don't know how many, maybe it's 15 balls. 15 balls, 60-degree wedge, 50 yards. Let's see how we go. Hey, let's just kind of watch a couple of swings. Okay, that's a good takeaway. I was happy with that takeaway, but I'm not happy with that transition. I'm happy with kind of where the club is on the back of the backswing. Let's check that again. A little bit inside. Just a little bit inside, but okay. All right. Horrible swing. Inside. Wow, that was horrible. I'm really close to the club as well now. Doesn't help the fact that I'm fat. That's not a good look. Anyway, let's keep going. Wow. That was a slightly better swing. And again, what I'm looking the shot, the type of shot shape, that's easy for you to say, that I'm looking for is a draw rather than a slice. Slice has been my nemesis for, well, basically for as long as I can remember. Now that looked like a better connection. Okay, last couple of balls on the 60 degrees. Right foot isn't forward. Let's get inside. Ah, all right, this is interesting. So what I've done over the past kind of month or so is invest in some of these training aids that you see on Instagram or Facebook just to see whether or not they're worthwhile. This one here is called a blue brick. It's imported from the US. It took a bit of time to get to me here in the Philippines. And this is the first, I think this is the first time, yeah. I think I've used it without hitting any golf balls. But this is the first time I'm using it at Quantum. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little bit hesitant taking it into Quantum because honestly, I didn't know what people were going to think, right? So I set it up at home just to try it a couple of times. And the whole idea of this blue brick is to really help with the shallowing of the club, the compressing, right? The in to out club path to generate the draws. So why are draws so important? In essence means the ball's going to go a little bit further because of the way the ball's spinning. And if you look at golf courses, the majority of trouble tends to be down the right. All right. So the idea of a draw is you've got a little bit more control over it. It stays in play a little bit longer for you, and it can go further for you. But let's see. So this is the blue brick. So you align it like this, where the idea is on your backswing, the club stays line with the alignment. You see the white stick on the ground nearest my club now, right? So that's your alignment stick for your backswing. So what you want is the club to be staying as close as possible to that alignment stick. And then on the downswing, the idea is that you come inside this stick here at an angle, which then generates your in to out and your draw. Now, honestly, I actually quite like this training aid. It's useful for me, beneficial for me because of my slice. I don't like that swing though. I know it's given me the draw, but I don't like how my swing is looking from a backswing standpoint. It's coming a little bit inside. Let's see that again. It's inside. Look at that. Even I saw that. Wow. Even I saw that on the swing. That's proper inside. Let's go again. I think that's 150 yards. Let's have a look at this backswing. Oh no, inside. 150 yards, that's normally with an 8 iron. There's no pause. So the difference between a full golf swing and the short game shots that I was taking earlier. So obviously it's a full stance, so your feet are normally shoulder width apart. What I'm going to talk about now is the difference between a full golf swing and the short game golf swing that I started with. So again, this is an 8 iron, 150 yards. Okay, so just to talk through some of the major differences between the short game swing and the full golf swing. And listen, I just want to be crystal clear. As you can tell, right? I'm no professional. All I'm doing is trying to share some of my experiences from a golf standpoint. I'm a high handicapper, right? At the time of this video, my handicap's 22. Let's come on to what that means shortly. So I am in no way, shape or form a good golfer, but what I'm trying to do is share with you some of the lessons, some of the things that I'm learning to improve my golf game. And I hope over the course of however long it takes, I start to see improvements in my game. At the moment, I'll be transparent with you, I'm not. If anything, my golf game right now is in the worst place it's been for a long time, right? But I think that's just part of the golf journey. That's what you have to go through. You have to embrace the suck. And at the moment, I'm embracing the suck, but I'm not embracing it very well. I'm getting frustrated on the course. I'm getting frustrated at quantum. I'm getting frustrated when I'm on the range. And I'm worried that I'm going to start alienating people, friends who I play golf with. And I don't want to do that. And I don't want to be that person. So anyway, what's the main difference between a full golf swing and the short game? The short shot. I guess there's 2 or 3 fundamental differences. The first one is your stance. You know, for me, and again, I'm only talking about wind, I'm talking like 50 yards in, my stance is a narrow stance. It's well within my shoulders. My weight is on my front foot. My hands and shaft are well in front of the ball. And I try to control my swing as much as possible. So while it may be a full backswing, it's certainly not a full follow through. So I try to control the distance. How does that differ from a full golf swing? A couple of major differences is first for me, my stance. My stance is a full stance, and normally that's shoulder width apart. The second thing is my right foot, so my trail foot, not my lead foot, is a little bit behind my trail foot, so it's not aligned. And I do that to help me with my club path, so that I'm coming inside. And then the next thing is the weight distribution. It's 50-50 across both feet, and then the club is more or less in the middle of your feet. That changes based on which club you're using. In this, I'm using an 8 iron, so slightly in front of center, and the shaft is straight. So for me, those are the main differences when it comes to a full golf swing versus a short game golf swing. Again, just to reiterate, I'm no professional. All I'm trying to do is share some of the things that I'm learning as I'm trying to improve my golf game. Do with them as you see fit. Put them into practice if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't worry about it. Mm. I'm not sure this blue brick is helping much. Let's see. I feel I'm still coming inside from a backswing standpoint. That's okay. I think I like my stance here in terms of my posture. I've given myself a little bit more room away from the club. Um, and then that should in theory allow me to come inside more as I move my hips out of the way. Trying to get not don't want to get too technical. Okay, let's watch a couple of here. This is still 150 yards. It's still the 8 iron. We're going for it. The 8 iron, from a training standpoint, is probably one of the easier clubs to hit, which is why a lot of people use it when they're training, or in the range, or whatever you want to call it, at the sim. Mm. By the way, I can highly recommend Mind Caddy as an app if you're looking to, im- get a handle on the mental side of your game. At the moment, mine's in tatters. Mine is just, that's horrible. I'm being brutally honest. I'm surprised that any of my golfing friends still want to golf with me at this moment in time. I think it's also important to bear in mind that, and I'm sure I've mentioned this on previous YouTube videos, golf isn't linear, right? It's, when you're like, you're running, or you're at the gym, or, you're starting to lift weights, or you're starting to get faster when it comes from on a treadmill standpoint, or you're playing football in a team, and slowly the team starts to gel, and certain tricks or certain skills or stamina or whatever you've been working on in practice start to come off, like rugby plays are starting to come off, all that type of stuff. It's not the same in golf. And I was really struggling to understand why, and I was getting frustrated because I was putting in so much work and so much effort, and I'm still going to do that. You have to go through the hump, right? What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that I've realized the reason that golf is so difficult is its motor skills, right? So you know what it's like. It's very difficult to change like the motor skills, or your muscle memory when it comes to certain things. When I've delved deeper in this topic, what I found out is, when does your motor skills and when does your muscle memory kick in? Well, it kicks in when you don't feel comfortable in a situation, right? If you go back to like Neanderthal, right? I'm not even sure if that's the correct terminology. But as human beings, when we're faced with danger, we have three possible outcomes, right? We can fight, we can flee, or we can freeze, right? So when you're out on the golf course and you start to see the golf course as a threat, what happens is your brain starts to tell yourself that it's a threat. So because it's a threat, it then starts to do things that you've done for years. I'm really trying. I'm explaining this really badly. I apologize. I guess what I'm trying to say is when you're on the golf course and you see that as a place of threats rather than a place of opportunities, what happens is your brain kicks into autopilot to a certain degree, and it starts to tell you that you're in danger, right? Whatever that danger is, right? It starts to tell you that you're in danger. Um, and that's clearly not the case. That's why it's difficult to change kind of your golf swing. Anyway, ah, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the support, the subscriptions, and the likes. I really appreciate it. Please let me know any comments, anything we're not doing, anything you'd like to see more of, things that we are doing that you don't like. Again, this is, this is a learning process for me particularly. And all I'm trying to do is to share with you my journey on golf and how hopefully over the course of time I'll start to get better. At the moment, I'm not seeing those results, but fingers crossed. If you are watching this video, please like, please subscribe. It really does mean the world to me. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one. Take care.